Am I the asshole for not making my son do anything? I am a person of color and my husband is white. We have 3 kids and they are white passing. No one ever realizes that they aren't 100% white. We live in a predominantly white area but I've never really had any issues. There is an okay POC population too. But I got a call from my 15-year-old son's school. He apparently got into a verbal but bad and almost physical fight with some kid because they called me racist things. Basically, a teacher was talking about the country I'm from for some reason and a kid made a racist joke. Like it wasn't one of those jokes you can maybe brush off. It was bad. My son went what the fuck and the kid asked why he was so offended, so he said that he's literally mixed and that his mom is of that race. The kid then said racist things about me and my son lost it. My son only got a stern talking to and the other kid got suspended for hateful speech or something. The kid's mom contacted me and apologized. But then she told me she wanted my son to apologize and promised to leave him alone as well. I asked if she was being serious and her reasoning was that my son is a popular athlete, and her kid is a shy, quiet kid, and she's terrified school will be worse for him now. She said that he made a mistake but he doesn't deserve to be shunned by it. I just went, your child was pretty bold for a shy, quiet kid. I'm not making my son do shit. She gasped obnoxiously and then immediately began to insult me and say I was being unfair, selfish, etc. That her kid is being punished and that he's still learning. I just hung up on her. She did send me a long text after though saying the same things and asking me to be understanding, implying that I'm an awe. My friends say I am kind of an ass and I should think about it as her kid is only 15 and my son will be alright either way. IDK, am I the asshole? In Ta. He learned that racism at home. Kids aren't born racist, they learn it. Not the asshole. Her son is a racist asshole. If he gets shunned it's not because your son is popular, it's because he's a racist asshole and nobody likes racist assholes. Not the asshole. Do not give in. You must not give in. Not the asshole. How shy is this kid really? If his school life gets worse after that it's because he deserved it. Not the asshole. Her son was the one who made racist remarks. He will learn that in this world there are consequences for actions and being shunned for what he did is the consequence. You are not being selfish. Why should your son apologize for defending his mother from vile insults? 15 is old enough to know better and learn from his mistakes. Not the asshole. WTF, her son is a racist little s and your son should apologize because of it? Nah. Am I the asshole for manipulating people and messing with their heads? Throwaway account because people in my life know my actual Reddit. Basically I grew up with and still have a mother that constantly would send, "We need to talk" texts with no context. It was usually about something simple but how am I supposed to know? I get a, "We need to talk," and then I spend the rest of the day anxious that something life-changing is going to happen and then she just tells me something light. If I reply asking for a sentence summary of what it will be about I get nothing, just, "We'll talk." So I hate it. My boss does this shit. My ex-girlfriend did this all the time. My boss would send, "We need to talk tomorrow," and wouldn't give me a hint so I'm anxious all night. I hate it with a passion. How hard is it to say, "We need to talk about," one sentence summary? One sentence and I get good sleep at night. I don't just lie there thinking a family member died or someone has a terminal illness or they are upset with me. And #X200B. Recently I saw online a post saying something like, "Next time someone sends me, 'We need to talk,' I'm replying, 'Yes, we do,' and not explaining anything so now we're both sweating. So I've started doing this. My sister sent me the, 'We need to talk,' and I knew if I asked for details I'd get nothing so I just said, 'Yeah, we definitely do,' and when she asked me I just gave her the vague-ass answers I'd usually get. I did it to my mom a few times and each time she would keep texting me and I'd reply vague, like she does. Then she'd call me and ask me what I need to talk about and I ask her what she needed to talk about and she'd say a quick summary of what it was and I'd just say, 'Is that so hard?' After a few times she says I'm being a jerk and causing her unnecessary anxiety. Lol, ironic. She says it is manipulative and I'm messing with her head. I've done it to my sister a couple of times but she caught on and doesn't do it anymore but still called me an asshole. My mom seems to not learn and just keeps doing it. But I'm at a point where I'm just not trying to deal with it anymore. Is it immature? Yes, but it works. My sister thinks I am being an asshole and my mom does as well. My girlfriend understands why but thinks it's kind of assholish of me. Not the asshole, your mom can dish it out but can't take it. She's been learning stuff her whole life, she can learn to explain herself. Not the asshole. It's completely hilarious. Keep on doing it. I hate this too. Going with not the asshole because I love the solution. And if they can't see how it feels and change their ways, then they are ta. I've literally asked a boss to not to do this and he said, "I'm sorry, good point." It's not hard to be considerate of other people. Edited for typo. I meant that the family is completely being the asshole because of the hypocrisy. Op is definitely not the asshole. Am I the asshole for refusing to babysit after I found out my brother-in-law uses my towel? I, 19F, live with my parents. My sister, 25, and her boyfriend, 27, are currently visiting with their 3-year-old. It's been super hectic, but whatever, because they've usually been decent houseguests. My parents have their own bathroom. Since it's usually just me at home, I usually have the bathroom on the landing. I keep my towel on the radiator in there. Sister and brother-in-law have been here about 2 weeks. 2 more weeks then they leave, and I've been helping them out with childcare so they can go out. But one time I'd walked out of my room, late at night, and saw brother-in-law walk out of the bathroom in my towel. They were given guests' towels, totally different colors to mine. And he didn't even wash it because less than 20 minutes later it was back in my bathroom. Now I've questioned every time the towel has been damp. I figured it was just me using it. I complained, no apology, but said it wouldn't happen again, but it did, or I'll go to use it and I'll be wet and I know it wasn't me. I just don't know who uses other people's towels. I told my sister and brother-in-law that until they, or rather he, stops using my towel they can stop expecting me to be a babysitter. Sister said I'm overreacting, etc. That it's unrelated, and sometimes brother-in-law just forgets his towel. What, like 4 or 5 times in 2 weeks? My mother thinks I'm being an asshole. Although she always takes my sister's side, because I could always just wash my towel, and for the sake of keeping peace for a week, since it also isn't my home, so I shouldn't be starting drama. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. I believe you are right, and it's unacceptable for him to be using your towel. It's also gross. I wouldn't want to use it after he rubbed it all over his body, and it sounds like the family is ganging up on you. It's also gross that he walks around the house in a towel. Since you're not getting anywhere with complaining, I suggest you keep your towel in your bedroom while they are there. I would still refuse to babysit for them since they seem to think it's okay to stomp on your boundaries and feelings. Not the asshole. All the YTA and ESH that are saying it's just a towel, it's not about the damn towel. It is about respecting someone else's belonging. It's called respecting boundaries. Op doesn't want her towel to be used and turned unhygienic. That is her right and she is entitled to an apology. Seriously, idiots who think it's about a towel woman facepalming. Am I the asshole for tricking a crazy woman into leaving the thermostat set to a reasonable temperature? I, F21, work in my dad's office. He recently hired a new woman, 45, to work there, and she likes the temperature in the main office to be set to about 63–65 F, that is about 17–18 C. That is uncomfortably cold for me. Yes, I could wear a sweater, but I don't think I should have to. I like it say to 70–72 and I am willing to compromise at 68, but all she does is complain that it is too hot and then she does no work. She is a friend on my parents and she needs the work. I asked my father if I could just work from home. No dice. I told him to tell her to leave the thermostat alone. Again he told me to be the bigger person. Fine. Last weekend my boyfriend came into the office and bent the bimetal strip inside the thermostat so that it read at 4 degrees colder than it was actually set for. All this week she has been bugging me because I was obviously complaining for no reason since the thermostat is set to 65 and I am not complaining about being cold in the office. My mom came into the office on Friday and she mentioned that it was good that I had convinced the woman to let me be comfortable. I shushed her and we went for lunch. I told her what I did and asked her to just not mention anything. She said I was being a dick to the church lady and that she is probably having hot flashes or something. I said that she was just a controlling jackass and never even noticed the office was at a reasonable temperature as long as it was set to her desired temperature. My mom says I am gaslighting the poor woman. I just think I found a solution that works. I get to be warm and she gets to control the thermostat. And #X200B. Edit. Someone mentioned it so I looked it up. Please allow me to quote OSHA. And #X200B. Office temperature, humidity. As a general rule, office temperature and humidity are matters of human comfort. OSHA has no regulation specifically addressing temperature and humidity in an office setting. However, Section 3, Chapter 2, Subsection V of the OSHA Technical Manual, Recommendations for the Employer, provides engineering and administrative guidance to prevent or alleviate indoor air quality problems. Air treatment is defined under the engineering recommendations as the removal of air contaminants and/or the control of room temperature and humidity. OSHA recommends temperature control in the range of 68–76 degrees Fahrenheit and humidity control in the range of 20–60%. Not the asshole you came up with a great solution. Your mom is wrong, and maybe don't tell her stuff that you don't want her to share. Not the asshole, but only because the woman isn't hot anymore. This isn't gaslighting because you aren't trying to convince her she's wrong or delusional. You're essentially just lying to her, which I have no problem with. You've deceptively forced a compromise which she has tacitly endorsed. If she were still hot and you argued that the temperature was where she wanted it, then that would be gaslighting and you would be an asshole.